Welcome back, Tony Marinaro, TSN 690. He's a good guy.
Martin Lemay, Radio Énergie.
Thank you, Tony.
Very good guy.
Thank you. Tony, Canadian are sometimes the best team in the league in November, and sometimes the worst. We want to fire the coach last week, and this week they just beat the Hurricanes and the Boston Bruins.
You wanted to fire the coach?
Never.
I didn't want to fire the coach.
I didn't want, but you heard what
people were saying that the coach should be fired.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
what do you think about the Habs and what's next for them?
I have to tell you, I thought it was going to be a close game yesterday. I'm really surprised that the Canadians won as easily as they did, and they deserve a lot of credit. I mean, I was on board with the decision to go with Peter Budaj. I knew that Peter Budaj was going to give a good performance. I knew that the guys were going to give a good performance in front of him. But I really thought that the Boston Bruins didn't digest the first loss against the Canadiens rather well. I thought that the Boston Bruins, who had been playing great hockey going into the game, were going to take advantage of a Montreal Canadiens team who had played only one good game in their last 5 games. I'm actually shocked that the Canadiens dominated from start to finish and as easily as they did. On the other hand, no fight from the Boston Bruins whatsoever. I remember when was the last time I saw them play with such little emotion against the Canadiens. And when the Canadiens were up, late in the third period, I said, okay, something's going to happen here because Boston's not winning the game. They're going to want to try and send a message for the next game. And if they're not going to win the game, maybe they're going to win something else. Nothing. No reaction, no response. Did you see when Milan Lucic had Tomas Plekanec lined up right against the Boston bench and he didn't touch it? I couldn't believe it.
No hit. You're right. First about Budaj, great pick. And you know what? He had a good record against the Boston Bruins. Maybe that was one of the reasons why Michel Therrien sent Peter Budaj, but the other one, it's Michel Therrien went back at what it worked before. What it worked, Bournival, when he was good, he was with Plekanec and Johnson.
Yes, I love him there.
Eller, when he's good, he's a cinnamon.
Love him there.
Brendan Pross, when he's good, he's playing more than 8 minutes a game. And he have 2 great shifts with Eller and Bourque at the beginning of the games.
Yeah.
In the offensive zone, that gave the tone to the Canadiens. And unfortunately, malheureusement, They have to play on the 4th line for 7 and 8 minutes when the Canadiens have success. It was like that in November.
You're right. It is unfortunate. But in his case, I wonder sometimes if less is more. Will he play better with less minutes?
Maybe he have more energy, or he's sparked by the fact he doesn't play because he want to prove something. And you talked about Budaj. I think a team play differently in front of us. The second goalie, they play more tight, and maybe they take less chance, like the pinch, or maybe Emlyn or Subban gave less 2-on-1 or 3-on-2. So it was a great effort. Even in the third period, they protect the 4-1 lead perfectly. It was a perfect road game. So great for the Canadiens. Only 1 goal against in the last 2 games. It's good for what's going to come for the next the weekend for the next 2 games. Tampa's coming in. It's a great challenge, but they lost Bishop last night against the Sens. So I don't know if he's going to be there, because if he's not, it's going to be the worst goalie in the league. It's going to be between the
He said he still has slight headaches. He passed the concussion test, but you know what? If he's got slight headaches going into tomorrow afternoon's game, you don't really chance it, do you?
Exactly. So we're happy to see him back, who's maybe the worst goalie in the NHL.
He's got the size, though.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got the size, and you're not a good goalie.
No, not a good goalie, no.
No, but you're good at what you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also very good looking.
Not my kind.
Liar.
Let's talk about football.
Yeah.
Already?
Mm-hmm.
Big game this weekend. It's the perfect matchup. But the best team in the National, the best team in the American League.
Mm-hmm.
The defense won, the Seahawks. The offensive won, the Broncos, the veteran Manning, the rookie Wilson. What do you think about that matchup?
What I think is, for the longest time, we've heard that Peyton Manning's not the best quarterback of all time because he's only won 1 Super Bowl. We've always heard he's a choker. If they lose this game, no one's going to say they lost against a better team because Seattle is a better team. No one's going to say Seattle had the better defense because Seattle does have the better defense.
Do you feel Seattle is a better team?
Yes.
Okay.
I really do. Seattle's a more complete team. And the adage is the defense wins championships, right?
Yep.
The Seattle Seahawks should win this championship on the weekend. But I'm going to go with Peyton Manning. Am I going with my head? No, I'm going with my heart on this one. And I'm hoping that he's able to deliver an epic performance and that he'll be remembered by that.
I'm going with my heart and my head. I like the Seahawks very much. Their defense is so fast. The linebackers, the secondary is so good. We talk a lot about Richard Sherman, but there's other people on that field who are very good. How many tight ends you saw have a success against the Seahawks? None of them. Why? The strong safety is so good against them. It was the one from the Saints, Davis, last 2 weeks ago. He was doing nothing against the Seahawks. So they are so good. The front four is so good against the runs. You saw Ferringer how hard it was for him to run. So can you imagine a team who doesn't run like the Broncos? So I can see Marshall Lynch have success against the Broncos because he finally had success at the end of the game against the Niners, who have a front seven who's one of the best or the best in the league. So defense, weather.
I have a feeling that's what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball the entire game. The Seattle Seahawks.
They'll keep Manning on the.
They're just going to jam it down their throats and keep Manning on the sidelines.
I think the only way the Broncos can win that game, they win the toss. Manning go on the field, put in the box for 7, and the Seahawks have to turn over the ball, and maybe there, the Broncos can win the game because it's going to be tough for the Seahawks to come back from
play from behind.
Play from behind for 2 possessions. I think it's going to be harder for Russell Wilson and run the ball as they would like to do it. So I think that's the only chance from the Broncos. And then I'm not going to pick the Seahawks by 3 or 4 like everybody does. I'm going for more than 7 points for the Seahawks.
I think it's a close game either way. A field goal or less.
Have a great game. Have a good weekend.
Enjoy it. Don't eat too much nachos.